Hello there, and welcome to the first product update video of 2025. This is Amok from Recruiterflow, and I'll be walking you through all the major new changes that we have in store for you this month. Let's get started. Most recruiting agencies are built on the foundations of strong recruiting and sales processes. Though recruiting itself is inherently measurable, most agencies and RecOps teams grapple with data challenges. Think about inconsistent metrics, siloed spreadsheets, complicated BI tools. These challenges prevent agencies to uncover the true insights that drives performance. To solve this, we are introducing a new data intelligence tool called Recruiterflow BI. Now, Recruiterflow BI is built to answer a very specific question. How is my RecOps performing? You can use Recruiterflow BI to visualize all the data that is sitting inside your system, to measure and set key performance indicators, and finally make strategic decisions that drives true business performance. Within Recruiterflow BI, we have 4 modules. Module 1 is what we call advanced reporting. Now, this is a much more nuanced reporting tool that will help you measure the efficiency of your processes, teams, individuals, and business as a whole. Module 2 is your goal tracking. You can set and track goals for your teams and your individuals. Module 3 is your leaderboard, wherein you can measure and highlight the leaders' performance across teams. Module 4 is insights that leverages AI to uncover the true insights of your data and finally drive business performance. The latter 3 modules will be launched in the coming months. However, we are now rolling out Module 1, that is advanced reporting, to all accounts and across all plans. What exactly you can do with advanced reporting? Think big. How are your recruiting processes performing? How many of your recruiters are sourcing candidates? What activities are being done around these candidates? How many calls are being booked? How many events are being booked? How many of these candidates actually move to higher stages like submission, offer, hired? Even on the sales side of things, how are your sales processing? How are your deals being added to the system? How many meetings are being booked with the clients? How many meetings does it take to close a client? You can answer all these questions and more using advanced reporting. Let me walk you through one. So you can find Recruiterflow BI under the reports tab over here. Just click on Recruiterflow BI. As soon as you do it, you might see an empty window over here. This is primarily for you to set up your first advanced report. However, in my scenario, I already have some advanced reports built, so I'm not able to see it. So, however, you can just click on the new advanced report button over here to build your first advanced report. So in this window, there are 2 sections. On the left side, you can set up your metrics and your rows, or rather what you want to exactly measure. And on the right side, you will see all the data being populated. For instance, let's say I want to measure my recruiting process of how many of my recruiters in my team are sourcing candidates, how many of those candidates are moving to submission stage, offer stage, and finally getting hired. I can do that by first clicking on the row box over here. And since I want to measure the performance of a team, I can just select teams here and finally select individual teams. So I see my team name here. I just select that. Now on the right side, on the bottom, I can select the metrics that I want to measure. So there are a host of recruiting and sales metrics, as you can see. Since I'm primarily wanting to build a recruiting report, what I can do is I can just select the first metrics as new candidates. So relationship is basically how is the new candidates metric related to your team? Do you want to look at the users who have added these candidates, or who are the lead owners, or the users who are adding these candidates for the job? In this scenario, I'm just going to go ahead with the added to job by relationship. So let me just change the period to last month, since I do not have much data for January yet. So as you can see, as and how I add my metrics here, the data will be automatically populated. Let's add another metric. Now I want to measure how many of these candidates move to submission stage. Yes, the data gets populated here. Now, one more step. I want to see how many of these candidates move to offer stage, and finally my last metric, how many of these candidates get hired. So as you can see, I have this report built out. If I just click on this drop down, I see all my team members and their activities of adding new candidates, moving them to the submission stages, the offer stages, and finally getting hired. So I can even play around with the time period. For example, if I want to look at data from different time intervals, I can do that. I have all these options over here, and also I can look at data in a different way. For example, let's say I want to measure the weekly performance. I can do that by just clicking on the weekly button over here, and as you can see, I have now the option of viewing all this data on a week on week breakdown. So let's say I'm happy with this report now and I finally want to go ahead and save it. What I can do is click on the save report button. Now let's give it a very realistic name. And I can even select what dashboard I want to add it to just to keep it very handy. So I'm just going to select the first dashboard here and click on save and add to dashboard. As I do that, you'll see a success message. If I go to my dashboard, you will see the recruiting team performance already added. I can just click on the drop down and see all the data over here. So this was the advanced reporting module under Recruiterflow BI. I will add more help articles around this in the description of this video. At the same time, I'll also have added a much more detailed video on how you can explore advanced reporting in a much better way. There are tons of things you can do with advanced reporting. So let us know if you need any help setting up these reports for you. We'll be more than happy to help you. Just a disclaimer though, Recruiterflow BI and advanced reporting in general is going to be available for free for all teams across all plans until 31st of July 2025. Beyond this, we'll have this as a paid add-on. So go ahead, explore Recruiterflow BI and advanced reporting and build those reports to understand how exactly are your processes working. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Now, coming to the second update for this month, which is updating profiles using a resume or a CV. So as you're aware, you can always update a profile using the Recruiterflow extension on your social media networks. However, we wanted to introduce another way wherein you can update a profile using the CV or the resume of a candidate or a contact. Here's how it works. So I have opened Stanley's profile over here. He's a sales representative at Dunder Mifflin, and let me go to his file. I have the most recent updated CV of Stanley, as you can see over here. So, but the data over here is not really updated. You can see there's repeated experience, there is no education and skills. So what I can do is in a single click, I can update all this information. Here's how it works. I have to just click on the options icon here and choose the update profile using file option. Once I do that, it will take a second. And then you will see that the new information is updated. You will see a new email added. You will see much more nuanced experience. You'll see the education and the skills. Now, this option is available for both your candidates and contacts, provided you have the most updated CV and resume. You can just click on the options and update the profiles in a single click. Apart from these two major updates, there is also another major update that will allow you to add companies directly to your Recruiterflow account using the Recruiterflow extension on your social media platforms. You can do that just by clicking the extension, importing the company data, and just clicking on Add Company. At the same time, you can directly add these right from the extension now. I will have added a help article that explains how exactly you can do this. At the same time, if you need help setting this up, let us know. We'll be more than happy to help you. And there are other minor updates as well, which I'll have added in the blog and attach the link to the blog in the description of this video. So go ahead, check it out. And we are super excited to see how you use all these latest updates in your day-to-day processes and operations. If you need help, we are just a mail or a chat away. So please feel free to reach out to us. Until next time.